What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope everybody's doing well out there on this Tuesday. I'm doing good myself. Before we get into this story, I just want to read this scripture right here. Okay, it's in Genesis 19, verse 5. All right. And the reason why I'm doing this is simply because the story that I'm about to embark upon is actually pertaining to this, this scripture. When it comes down to wicked as sexually debaucherous people that want to force their ways upon natural people that don't believe in this debauchery. We as men and women have to be on guard, okay? Because this sick, perverted way is in everywhere, okay? Just like it was back in the earlier biblical days, all right? Because we are still in the biblical times, as we can see prophecies play out just like it had all the way back then, okay? Now, to read the scripture right here, all right, it says here, and they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us that we may know them. All right. But when you go down here, it's the same scripture, but it goes in a little bit more detail. Okay. It says here, and he said, behold, now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, unto your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the street all night. Nay means no. And he pressed upon them greatly. And they turned in unto him. Other words, Lot convinced them to stay with him for that night. It was two men, okay? Well, actually, it was two angels, you understand, in man form. See, they were there to take care of business. This is Sodom and Gomorrah, okay? But to continue, it says here, and enter into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round. That means they surrounded the house, these Sodomites, all right? And the Sodomites, as we know, were what you would call the so-called ABCD people of today, all right? Listen what they do. It was Sodomites, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us that we may know them. Okay? We're going to get into this knowing somebody. All right? It transcends beyond just going to meet somebody and getting to know them, as a person. See? But it goes on to say, and Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold now, I have two daughters which have not known man. That means, and we going back to the word known or know. Them two daughters never had been with men sexually. That's what know by biblical standards mean. Now remember, these men surrounded Lot's house, wanting these angels in the form of man to come out so they can know them. They want to know them sexually. You see how sick and perverted that is? See? But to continue, let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. Now, what Lot was trying to do was keep these sodomites from sexually raping these angels, which that wasn't going to happen because those angels was there to destroy the place. Simply because of the sexually debaucherous, wicked perversion that the sodomites was doing. Okay? Now, when we go over here, boom, you see this? Look at that. Shout out to AD for sending me this story right here, okay? It says here, deeply disturbing Florida prison employee who's a senior pastor accused in inmate rape. And this is the guy right here, okay? A prison employee who allegedly raped an inmate under his supervision was also a senior pastor, reports say. Antonio Carlisle, 45, an educator supervisor at a Florida prison, charged with the abhorrent crime, was reportedly a senior member of a Lake City church. See? Now this is a so-called pastor. Now he knows all about. That's if he's actually guilty of what he's accused of doing. He knows all about that scripture that I just read. He knows all about Genesis 19, verse 5. You see. But yet and still, he's accused of doing sodomite behavior, right? Carlisle is accused of raping an inmate. Carlisle allegedly raped a student at this Florida State prison. Fox 30 WJAX reports Carlisle was listed on the Greater Tribune, Missionary Baptist Church website as a pastor. According to Carlisle's Lycan profile, he has been a pastor and CEO of Tribune's Minister Baptist Church for over 17 years. He took up a role at the Florida State Prison in Rayford just over 3 years ago, according to his online resume. When the Sun reached out to the number listed to the church website, it said the number had been disconnected or was not in service. Carlisle did not answer the number listed and hasn't responded to a voicemail left on Sunday evening. Now here's the shocking allegations of Mr. Carlisle. Okay? The Jacksonville resident allegedly overpowered a prison student while assisting his educational needs, according to an arrest warrant. The disturbing document alleges Carlisle penetrated the victim without consent and anally raped the inmate on August 6, 2019. He oversaw the vocational training program at the state prison, reports the Miami Herald. The publication claims the state prison system was made aware of the allegations when it happened. Now, I guess here's a prison guard that's supposed to be involved in this situation. It says, but Carlisle's reportedly kept his job and $50,000 a year position for a further 6 months, according to the Herald. He even presided over inmates' graduation ceremonies on January 30, according to local reports. Documents show this was the same day his DNA swab was sent for analysis. The unarmed victim reported the alleged assault the day it happened and agreed to undergo a rape kit test, states the probable cause affidavit. Days after the prison graduation, the results came back indicating Carlisle's DNA swab was a match, records show. Now listen at this shit, man. Now, like I'm saying, before we go any further, you see what I'm talking about. The ABCD people, the Sodomites, you know what I mean? Gomorrites, whatever you want to call them. They're here and they're doing a lot of wickedness. And they want to enforce, you see, their ways up on people, the normal people. This ain't right here. You don't impose your ways on people. It used to be accept me for what I am. This is just my way of life. I'm not here to harm you and all this. But what are we seeing here? It's the same thing. See, past behavior predicts future behavior in a lot of cases. And we know from the past of Sodom and Gomorrah, you see, what those sodomites was there to do. Now, like I said, those angels destroyed that place. Those angels destroyed that place. What do you think they're going to do when they come back to this to this particular era in time? That they're going to do it again. See, because what goes around comes around. That's what that whole term means. What was before shall be again. And we're seeing it playing out right here before us. See? But to continue, disturbing and abhorrent, the arrest affidavit states the profile obtained from the defendant is greater than 700 billion times more likely to occur if the sample originated from Antonio Carlisle than from an unrelated individual. The Florida Department of Corrections Office of the Inspector General confirms Carlisle was accused of shocking crimes in Bradford County. The charges against Antonio Carlisle are deeply disturbing and abhorrent, they said in a press release, reports WJAX. Sick. It's sick. His actions are abhorrent, absolutely contrary to the core value of the Florida Department of Corrections. FDC is moving forward with his immediate dismissal. Florida Department of Corrections press office told the Herald this is an ongoing criminal investigation by the FDC. Office of Inspector General. Releasable information pertaining to the case is limited at this time. Carlisle is facing one count of sexual battery and one count of sexual misconduct relating to the incident last year after his arrest on Thursday. Okay. Now, it's also said that Mr. Carlisle had I think, a situation back, was it 2012? I think it was, where he had raped him, and another guy had some kind of coerced the guy into his house, and they raped this guy. They raped this guy, you know what I mean? And the dude was supposed to actually turn state's evidence. Turns out he never did. He didn't do it. He was, my guess, he was pressured not to go and testify. See, now you got so-called pastors doing stuff like this. What does that tell you? You can't trust a lot of these people. And then on top of that, guess what? Mr. Carlisle is married. He's married. He's got pictures of his wife and everything. She may know, she may not know. Who knows what kind of man Mr. Carlisle is? But I can say one damn thing. Men and women, brothers and sisters, do not put up with this kind of shit. You understand what I mean? Do not put up with anyone trying to force themselves on you. That is a crime against humanity. This sick behavior right here. You see, do not put up with this kind of shit. As a man, your manhood means everything to you. What else do you got? You understand what I mean? Just like with a woman. As a woman, your womanhood means everything to you. It's even bad when a man would rape a woman. Okay? let alone another woman trying to rape another a woman. What kind of shit is that? Or vice versa, man trying to rape another man. That's sick. That's sick. We know what the Most High declares is supposed to happen to people like this. If he didn't declare things like this, he never would have destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah in the first place. He never would have sent 2 angels in the form of men. He never would have done that if he was down with things like this. Okay? He never would have made a man in the way that he did make a man to penetrate a woman. And he never would have made a woman in the way that he made a woman to receive a man. If it was something so wrong with that. But 2 penetrators don't get along, okay? That's just all there is to it. 2 receivers does not get along. That's not the way it works. What this is, it's mental. Words just can't express just how bad it is. It's mental, it's retardation, it's mental retardation. Mental illness. It's twisted. Now I know science has a lot to do with this shit too. I know that. I know through prenatal care, they did something to those babies. You know what I mean? For them to come out thinking if they're boys, if they're girls, and vice versa. If they're girls, they're boys. And then some of them will turn around and have the nerve, to have the audacity to blame the Most High for their sick, perverted ways, talking about he made me like this. He didn't make you like that. He didn't make you like that. In some cases, scientists altered your genes to make you think that that's what you are. But you didn't have to give in to it. It's still your choice. You're the one at fault. And you're going to pay too. You're going to pay. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this story right here. I'm interested in hearing y'all thoughts and views on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And this is James. Please remember, people, to live your life as though we are being watched, because we simply are. And I'm out. Peace.